Hey everyone, thank you very much for watching this client interview. Today we're with our lovely client Christa, and I've got her set for a couple of minutes here on our calendar to talk about memberships and overall how we've been working with them in the last 3, 4, almost 5 months now, and kind of what kind of success we've been able to see with them. But Christa, maybe just for everybody who's watching, why don't you go ahead, quickly introduce yourself, your role, what do you do, and yeah, your background.
My name is Christa. I've been in the beauty industry over 25 years. I am assistant manager at a med spa wellness center, and I am also a manager at another med spa wellness center. So I am involved in two different ones right now.
Makes sense. And you're primarily like the general office manager, meaning you have like your hands pretty much in all the processes from when the patient walks through the door to like fulfillment and everything, right?
Absolutely.
Cool, perfect. And one thing that obviously stands out a lot with both the clinics that you work with is you guys are very membership focused. And that is something I really also want to highlight to anybody who's watching this video, where in the past 4 months we've generated, I think, close to $60,000 in sales, of which a large part is memberships, meaning that's recurring and there's more and more going to come in. With that being said, though, I think a large part is, hey, we've had a good advertising process, which we can talk about in just a second, but also you guys having a very thorough sales process of converting patients who we were able to bring in to memberships. I think we're at a 70% conversion rate. So why don't you give me a bit of a background for everyone who's watching of like what are you guys doing when it comes to memberships? How, like, when did you decide to kind of make that move, and how has that overall been working for you so far?
So at the one med spa, the members, both spas have been from the beginning. That was our goal from the beginning, because when you have a membership based um, protocol, you have people that are going to be returning. It's not a one and done type of thing. So then it definitely is going to secure your clientele, and it gives them another way, another route for payment, so that they don't have a ton of money coming out of their pocket, but they can still experience all of the services in a membership platform.
And how do you guys come about like creating those memberships? Because I think a lot of people struggle to create memberships. Do you guys have like certain systems and approaches for doing so, or is it more so, yeah, I don't know, maybe do you have a framework?
It's basically like what's like, so, any med spa, whatever services that they are seeing a lot of gain on, or very popular services, they can just form a membership. It's pretty simple. So they're seeing people for hydrofacial, and whatever they may be seeing people on a consistent basis for, turn it into a membership. So if they're paying 300, I'm just going to say $300 for a hydrofacial, you can turn it into a membership, lower it a little bit, and then they're locked into getting that hydrofacial every month, because it's not a rollover. And then they get benefits because they're going to be saving a little bit of money on the hydrofacial, and you get a benefit by a reoccurring client and reoccurring income.
Makes sense. And do you guys like get the patients to commit to a certain like duration, or is it like a month-to-month membership, or how does that work?
So it's a 12-month membership with at least a 3-month commitment. So that, we're not locking them in for life. And then we are giving them an out after 3 months if they don't like it, which is rare.
Yeah, makes sense. So it really just comes down to taking popular treatments that you see a lot of attraction for, I guess, and then putting those into membership, maybe add a couple of complementary services they can benefit from, lower the price point, put a contract to it, still leave them some sort of way to kind of exit. And that is
Absolutely.
pretty much how you guys created.
That's it. And the thing is
Nice.
that if you have services that don't have any consumables, you add those in because it doesn't cost you anything. And then it adds more quality to that membership. And they're going to think they're getting a heck of a deal, which they are.
100%. No,
Yeah.
100%. So it's adding more value and obviously charging
Absolutely.
less for it.
Yeah. You have things that aren't consumable. Let's say, I don't know, like a laser that doesn't have a consumable or a cryotherapy or something like that, that you can just throw in as a added bonus, that would add to your membership. So let's say like a hydrofacial, even if they paid the 300 still for the hydrofacial, if you can add in a couple other services that don't have consumables that they get for free every month, that would be an absolute gain.
Nice, I like that. And I think I do want to spend some time also talking about ultimately how you guys advertise because I know a lot of that has with one of the clinics at least been through us and through paid advertising. I think aside from that though, um, I don't know, are you guys doing anything else or is that really the primary source of acquisition ever since you guys started?
That's the primary source of acquisition since we start. Well, you weren't with us since, yeah, since they started. But I think like you, that Servedia is a primary source right now and has been for a while. We do like social media. We do some, events kind of things like
Hmm.
that, but no other paid marketing.
Makes sense. And I mean, if I can touch on this too, like, what do you feel like has been, or like how in general, like how would you say has advertising now also specifically for those memberships kind of worked out for you guys? Like what has stood out to you, and like ultimately, where do you see this kind of go in the next couple of months when it comes to just the acquisition of it?
So when a client comes in our door from the marketing, we have the opportunity to upsell them, to put them into a membership or a package. And I would say 80% have chosen the memberships. So the marketing gives us the opportunity to get the client in the door, and then it's our responsibility to upsell them and get them to become a regular client.
Yeah. And I think that's also, I'm glad that you brought this up because I think it's something we like to stress before, like in the onboarding process with all our clients. Because in the end, marketing without sales is nothing. That's why we're also so heavy in all those sales trainings. And ultimately, why I was very interested in getting you on the interview, just because you guys have a very thorough sales process. And again, you've been able to convert 70 or 80% of those customers into membership or package sales. Now, people argue it comes down to quality, which would be a result of advertising, but I think it's also a large part, again, the consultation process inside the clinic. What's your, like, if we, and you don't have to elaborate or go too deep, but what's your process from the moment the patient walks through your door to like when they leave, like step by step, like, do you guys have a process, a framework for this, for the consultations, or how do you guys do this?
Absolutely. So both places have, as soon as a person walks in the door, we welcome them in, we give them a tour. So then they know everything that we offer. It's not just like, oh, hey, come on in, use our, have the
I
service.
like
And
that.
yeah, you have to show them around, let them know what you offer. And then, they might be coming in from one thing that we marketed, but then when they see other things, they're like, wow, you have this, and that. And that is what's going to sell your membership. It's going to be all of the other stuff that you can offer them besides what they originally came in for.
I like that. And do you guys have like 30-minute consultations with them where
No,
you
no, it's basically, we give them the tour, then after the tour, we give them their service so that they don't feel like they're coming in and just being sold on something.
hmm
Then that gives them a chance to experience the quality and the original thing that they came in for. And
yeah,
then after that, now they're happy. They saw what we have. So in their head, while they're getting their service, they're thinking, wow, this place has this, and this. So they're thinking all this while you're giving them their service. After their service, they come up to the front and then you consult them on what memberships they can jump into or what packages. And that's when basically they're sold because they've been thinking about it the whole time they've been there anyway.
I like that. So it's showing them everything you've got, then offering them or performing the service that they came in for in the first place, and then they're pretty much already halfway there.
Yeah.
Um, I know we've tried a couple of different, sorry.
I was just gonna say, if you right off the bat, sit down with them and have a 30-minute consultation before they have experienced your work, they're going to get very turned off because they're going to say,
Hmm.
I want my service and I want to hear what you have, but they want to experience you first. So the
Yeah.
consultation, the long consultation should come after the service so that they don't think they're getting just
Hmm.
bombarded by sales.
No, I like that. So, and I think a big part of that too is what I really like is that you guys give them a tour because I think from me having literally spoken with probably by now almost 1,000 med spas or more, that is not something everybody does, and I think I can imagine. I actually have a training where I talk about this, where it's like you want to involve what I call the five senses. It's not just everything. It's like the smell, the like all the five senses, the smell, the taste, give them something to drink, just everything has to
Absolutely.
be involved. So I feel like you guys have that like perfectly covered. There are multiple different offers and campaigns that we're running right now in terms of like the initial service and treatment. What have you found also kind of in regards to the experience that you've had with us? Like what works best to get new patients coming in? And maybe also how have we been able to kind of help you do so?
So the service that has been the most successful has been the non-surgical facelift laser.
Hmm.
Um, and that has no consumables, so it's a win for us and them. Because we're offering it at definitely a lower price than would normally be offered.
Yeah.
Then the results from the laser speak for themselves. So then it's really a no-brainer for them.
Can
So you
you,
want to pick so basically bottom line is what I'm saying is med spa should pick a service that the customer is going to see like some kind of immediate result
hmm
because people want instant gratification these days, especially everything's in a rush. Everybody wants like, oh yeah, I want to see it now, now, now. So they should pick a service that people are going to see an instant gratification with, and then that's going to sell their membership.
yeah, I like that. Um, and I think that's also what's going to sell packages. Like it's the same thing kind of
Absolutely.
across the board. One thing
Absolutely.
I really like is offer a low consumable device, ideally, or treatment. Why? Just so that we can put a discount to it. Because the fact is, it's going to get more people coming in. What's your philosophy on that? Because we have a lot of clinics that come to us that are like, hey, I don't want to do any discounts. And obviously, I understand like where this is coming from because you want to get qualified patients and you want to make sure that people can come in and are actually able to afford the higher ticket services, packages, memberships, everything that the med spa has to offer. What's your take on that? Like discounting for the very first treatment, whether that's like an absolute no-go, whether that only gets very low quality leads coming in, or like, again, like what's your take on all that?
I've owned a business for 28 years. I own a wedding hair and makeup business. And when I started, I gave my services for almost nothing so that people can experience the quality. And then 28 years later, here I am. So it does offering a discount on the first service is not, people can't look at it like you're a bargain basement. You have to look at it like these clients want some motivation to try you. There's a med spa, you could throw a penny and hit a med spa. There's a million med spas. There's tons of competition. What's going to make you different for them to try you is you're going to offer them something that is like, wow, I can get that for this amount of money. And then once they come in, and if you offer a quality service, they're going to come back no matter what. So it has nothing to do with a discount or a sale or the discount bringing in a certain clientele. Yes, you're going to have the people that come in just that shop all the deals. That's
That's
everywhere.
normal.
That's stores. That's
Yeah.
normal, but you're also going to have, and proof in the pudding, I mean, clearly, look at our success rate. You're also going to have the clients that are like, yeah, I can afford to pay full price, but I don't know your spa. And so I'm going to try it because you are offering this amazing deal. And so therefore, you bring them in, the quality service, and then they become a long-term
Yeah.
client.
No, I
So
100% agree.
people cannot think as discounting as you're going to bring in a bad clientele. This isn't, I'm not going to say, but it's not like one of those services that you're getting paid a quarter on after it goes through all the channels. This is a whole different ball game, and they you will get quality
Yeah.
clients if they do it right. If they have a service that, and people come in and it's not good, then no, you're not going to get the clientele.
Yeah.
You have quality service. Don't worry about giving a discount on the front end to get the client in the door. You're just being, you want to be above the competition.
I'm so happy that you said that because it's probably one of the biggest things I try to change a lot of med spa owners' perspective on. Because yes, fact is, if you have, I don't know, 10 patients, like some of those might be not as qualified because you're offering it at a lower price point. But the upside of getting way more people coming in massively outweighs the downside to it. So I'm on the exact same page as you, and I think it's less a quality. I say hey, if we're not making enough sales, it's typically 20% of the time it is a quality issue. 80% of the times, though, it's the process or the actual service inside the clinic. Because again, if you have a patient come in, the first thing you do is you have a hard consultation with them. You're like not showing them any good experience from A to Z like at all, then yes, it's going to be way harder for you to actually sell them on a membership or on a package versus if you do everything right. I have a friend of mine, he owns four med spas. They're all doing about $250,000 a month, so they're very successful, and they're getting people coming in for $70. So like you could argue the lowest of the lowest quality in terms of leads, but they're closing 30% of them onto a $1,000 package, not just a small membership. And
Absolutely.
yes, and it's in my opinion, and with you guys too, it's like it's just the proof's in the pudding that if you can outcompete your competitors in terms of getting more patients through the door, you can massively kind of take the benefits and the upside from it once you dial in your process and your services and everything.
100%, because people with money, they like deals too. So
Even the rich like a good deal. I like to say that too.
100%.
No, 100%. And maybe just before we end this, and this has been a really good, helpful conversation also, selfishly enough, like how has your experience kind of working with us been? I'm sure you've probably worked with tons of different agencies also in the past with all those with all the clinics that you've been affiliated or partnered with or working with. Yeah, how has it been? Do you have any feedback that can also be negative? Like I'm very receptive to anything like that.
So far, I have had a great experience. Sometimes there's like little tweaks in the computer system that happen on Slack, but beyond that, I think that the quality of leads that we have been getting is great. The service that we get and the communication has been great, and he's not paying me to say this. Yeah, I really would. I love the service, and I would definitely recommend it.
Awesome. No, that means a lot to me. And then looking ahead, like I know we're kind of in the talks of possibly also opening up two new locations. That aside, though, I'm not sure how confirmed that is. What are the things that you look forward to the most, like in the next couple of months, years, like where are you looking to kind of take things?
So I don't know. That will all depend on. Yeah, I couldn't. I'm not one to answer that. I'm excited for any future venue. I'm excited for any future ventures, and I will be the support and best salesperson as usual. So hopefully, yeah.